Hi everybody, Casey D'Amato, President of Certified PA Consulting here. Welcome to another edition of our Tuesday Town Hall, where we come on and we talk about a common question that comes up in the PA community. For those who don't know me, I am President of Certified PA Consulting. I've been a PA since '03. I also have been a business owner. I've been a practice manager, administrator, and been coaching PAs and physicians and NPs since 2009 on everything related to salaries, contract terms, starting a business, making a career change. I'm also a certified life coach as well. And I come on and host a live video. Well, it will be recorded when we post this. Every single week, we have a free video library on our website. You can check out tons of free videos on how to negotiate a salary as a PA, how to make a career change, how to deal with a difficult boss, what are common terms in a contract, tools for new grads. We have tons of resources on our website, certifiedpaconsulting.com. So one thing that we do a couple times a year is we put some information together related to business ownership, because this is a trend we're seeing more and more with PAs who are becoming business owners, which is great. And that's clinical and non-clinical both. So I'm a business owner myself. I own businesses outside of clinical medicine, and I coach lots of people who want to start a business, clinical or non-clinical. We actually have an entire course called Business Bootcamp. It's 4 hours on demand, comes with a workbook, about a 15-page workbook, and it teaches you the fundamentals before you start. Before you file your LLC or your C Corp or whatever, before you do anything, you want to take advantage of this course. It qualifies for Category 2 CME, and it will teach you the mindset of becoming a business owner so that you don't make expensive mistakes. Like, a lot of people make mistakes and they think about how to get started, their corporate structure, all these things before thinking about how they're going to attract their patient, client, or customer. And that's really critical. So we talk about these kind of traps that a lot of first-time business owners fall into. So take advantage of the course. Today we're talking about, I'm checking my notes, would becoming a business owner make you more money than being a clinical PA? And that's a complicated question, because in some cases, yes. We know lots of PAs that have made lots more money as a business owner than they did as a clinical PA. And we know lots and lots and lots of PAs that the answer is no, that they make more money as a clinical PA than compared to being a business owner. So how can you evaluate that? If you're thinking about getting into business and starting a business, how do you know if you're going to make more money? So I'm gonna just kind of cover 3 top tips, and we'll keep this quick. So number 1, really build your business model using data from competitors in that same industry. So if you're thinking about creating a widget of some kind, what would you price it at? What would your cost of goods be? And then what would all your other business expenses be? So your rent and your legal and your accounting and your staff and all those things, right? And then forecast how much you think you would sell based on your marketing and your advertising and your networking efforts. So, and hopefully you have relationships there to be able to feel confident that you can sell, or you've already started an interest list and you have an active community ready to buy your product or service. So number 1 is building your business model using real data as much as you can from competitive industries. When build yourself a forecast to see month over month, what would your revenue be and what would your expenses be, so you can extrapolate out. Now remember, it typically takes, this is point 2, it typically takes 2 to 3 times longer than you expect to become profitable. So if you're assuming that you're going to operate at a negative, like you need to invest a significant amount of capital into your company, that's like one of my companies, we had to invest a significant amount of capital, well into the multi-7 figures. So we had investors and shareholders and things like that. So that's okay if you are going to invest, but you want to build your forecast and then start to build out when you think that you will see a return. When will you become profitable? And then when will you pay back that investment? Because you're technically not really profitable until you've paid all of that back. And then that's when you start to see. So run that timeline and see how long will it take? How much money will you need up front? How long will it take you to pay that money back? And then at that point, you start to become profitable at that point, and then start to weigh the math versus your clinical role and think about which way makes more sense for you. And remember, it most likely will take 2 to 3 times longer than, I learned this the hard way. It takes a lot longer than you think to get to that point of profitability. So really the first thing is you want to build your business model and really extrapolate out what your top line revenue will be, your cost of your goods, or if you're starting medical practice, how many patients per day, what type of procedures, what's the reimbursement rate for those procedures, and then all of your business expenses below that, including staff. And then you see kind of what's left over. At the beginning, it will be a negative. That's normal for most businesses. But how long do you think it will be a negative? When do you think you can turn the corner and you will start to become a break even? Then you become profitable, but really your profit is paying back that initial investment until you're on the other side of that. So then you want to look and see, will it take you 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? How long will it take to pay yourself back? And then you're going to become profitable at that point. And then weigh the pros and cons. If you stayed working as a clinical PA and you made $120,000 to $150,000 a year over those 5 years, does that make more sense for you depending on the long-term gain? So building the business model and then making sure that you're prepared for it to take 2 to 3 times longer than you expect to become profitable. That is really how you start to determine, and then you think about paying yourself back before you're truly profitable. And that's how you start to weigh the pros and cons of if you'll make more money as a business owner long term, because maybe after you pay yourself back, you're going to make substantially more. So it's worth it. It's worth kind of that 5-year investment and the couple $100,000 or whatever it will be. Or maybe you say, okay, maybe it's not, because even after that point, my margin is very small. I am probably just going to replace my PA salary. So I lose 5 years and then my salary is like the same as a PA. So why would I waste the 5 years to do that? So build your model. That's number one. And then expect 2 to 3 times longer is number 2. And number 3, think about why you want to be a business owner. Is it for the money? And if so, watch your business model. Is it for the time? And if it is, this happens all the time with clients that I coach, PAs that are interested in getting into business, they want more control of their time. Well, if this is you, I encourage you to interview a handful of PA business owners or other business owners and ask them at the beginning if they had more time than when they were working in clinic. And if most likely they're going to say no, that it takes more time to start a business. But if they have more time now, ask them how long it took. How much extra time did they have to put in? Like, let's say your clinical day is 8 hours. When you're starting a business, you're going to work 12 hours a day or more. How long did it take for them in that industry to get to the point where then they felt like they had more flexible time? But as a business owner, I can tell you from experience, if you're thinking about your business 24/7, it's very time consuming. It's very unlikely to feel like you have quote unquote more time. So think about why you want to start a business. Is it for flexibility? Is it for money? Is it for time? What is it for? And then interview people business owners in the industry and ask them if they feel like they have those things. If they say yes, great, then you know you're on the right track. Ask them how long it took to get to that point. And then you know what your investment will be to get to that point. It's really important to think about that. And if it really is time, then you may interview some people and you may realize maybe switching to part-time clinical will solve what you want without the upfront investment of time and money, which will be more at the beginning for a period of years before you recoup that. So really think about what you want and why. And if it seems like it might not be the path that you're thinking, is there another way you could modify your clinical role or do something part-time with pharma? Or is there something else, some other way, if you feel like business ownership in the end isn't going to get you to that goal? There's lots of other ways that you can get there once you know what it is. So the most important is to know what you want and then talk to people who have done it and make sure that it will get you there, and ask them how long it took and how much money and how much time it took to get to that point, if that end point is what you truly want. So make sure you know what you want, make sure you build your forecast, make sure you know that the time investment and money investment will probably take 2 to 3 times longer than you originally think, because it takes a while to figure out how to track those clients or customers or patients. And then if all those are working, then you are on track to start your business. Take advantage of our business bootcamp. It's really affordable. It's on demand. You can watch it anytime. CertifiedPAConsulting.com, under our masterclasses and bootcamp section. You can register for it. It comes with a workbook. It's a great foundation that will give you the building blocks of how to build this forecast. If you don't know how to do it, we teach you how to do it in that course, in the on-demand course. It's 4 hours. You can bang out the whole thing in one weekend day if you want, or over the course of a week. And it will give you the foundation, that first stepping stones of where to start, where to really, the very first things you should do to get your business going. All right, I hope that's helpful for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Check out our other videos, certifiedpaconsulting.com. Tons of free videos on salary, contract, career changes, business. You can join our town hall community and send questions in as well. I hope you have a wonderful week. Again, I'm Casey D'Amato. You're welcome to connect with me on social media, Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. And I will see you next week. Take care.